whatever. What's good? It's Large 360, and today we're going to be talking about where your frustrations come from. So right now, with these current alignments that's taking place in the sky, we're gonna be all dealing with a lot of frustrations. But it's not about what you do; it's about how you do it, how you respond to these energies, how you go about these energies, and how you go about dealing with these frustrations that maybe get thrown your way. That is gonna put you in an uncomfortable circumstance and situation. So this is gonna be the general synopsis of this video: how to deal with frustrations and how to step out of your comfort zones. So we're all going to be having to learn, because all frustrations come from a learning scenario, a learning experience, something that we may have to learn that we may not have learned before, so that we may not want to learn, but it's necessary for us to learn so we can be able to take that next step, so we can be able to learn from that experience and be able to acquire all the information from that experience, so we can be able to expand out of that experience, out of that learning process, so we can be the ones that be able to teach others how to go through that experience a little bit more smoothly, without having to go through all the ups and downs that we may have went through going through that experience, developing those types of frustrations. But first, this is going to take all of us having to learn how to step out of our comfort zones. So when it comes to energies that we may have built comfortability within, people, places, things, relationships, right now all these energies is going to be getting thrown our way to kind of test us and kind of force us into an uncomfortable and unfamiliar space, so we can be able to develop a new Adam and Eve cloth to protect us from feeling naked within that vulnerable space, without putting ourselves in a space where we have to feel so vulnerable, going about obtaining those energies and accumulating, so we can become a little bit more aware of how to be able to maneuver and navigate within that circumstance, in that situation that we're sitting inside as a spirit, experiencing and observing all the thoughts and feelings and mentalities that's getting produced from us being into that space, and those things condensing and bending in and becoming our actions, our blood flow, our adrenaline, and things that motivates us and things that makes us get up and want to go experience and walk through these stargates and these portals, and things of those natures. So it's like, this is what we're doing as spirits. We're like some magicians, really. Like we're really alchemists, if you kind of look at it. So this takes us into the spirit realm. So we got to kind of understand how we got to kind of learn these energies, and all of our frustrations is going to be coming from energies that deals with tension. They're joining in two energies, two separate energies. Well, that's like an opportunity. A square kind of play out when it's like the same energies but different modalities. I'm gonna use this for an example. Let's look at Virgo and Sagittarius. So we got Virgo and Sagittarius. We know that they're both mutable. So they're both dealing with changing, having to change, having to adjust, and having to separate. So when we understand these two qualities and being able to observe those natures, we can be able to encapsulate the virtues and principles that we can be able to derive from those natures, that we can see playing out in nature, and that we can see playing out within ourselves as well. When it comes to that Virgo energy, it's going to be putting us in a space where we're going to be a little bit more focused on things that deals with our work, our health, our routines, our patterns, and things that we do on a day-to-day. So they may clash when it comes to us being in that space of accessing that Virgo energy, that sixth house. They may clash with energies that deals with Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is a different modality and different alchemy mixture. So this is going to be putting us more into a space that deals with mutable fire, being mutable and adaptable and changeable to our own and other ways of seeing and feeling. So this deals with us having to be a little bit more hands-on. And this can also put us in a space where we start to observe the people, places, and things within those experiences. Like, it's kind of putting us in a cage, what puts us in a space where we feel like we need to escape or expand from those people, places, and things, and circumstances and situations. So when it comes to these two energies joining together, coming together, it creates friction, it creates fusion, friction, and pressure, tension. So we may get a little bit frustrated when it comes to us having to blend these two energies together. So if we're not willing to put ourselves in that uncomfortable space where we're having to learn how to blend these two energies together, then this is going to be us lacking the awareness and lacking the ability to be able to comprehend, to be able to go through those frustrating circumstances and situations, so we can be able to extract the right wisdoms and knowledge and meanings and reasons, so we can place it on the things that we need to be worrying about, and we can place it on the things that we need to be working on when it comes to our responsibilities, our duties, and our obligations, and things of those natures. So we got to kind of understand this energy. So when it comes down to making sure that we're putting ourselves in these uncomfortable spaces and going through uncomfortable experiences without being so scared, because you may have been sheltered as a spirit, person, place, or thing. You may have been sheltered. You may have grown up under the living conditions of being able to get what you want. So this kind of puts you in a space where now you're more of an individual. You have to learn how to do things by yourself and how to conduct things by yourself and how to be able to fend for yourself. So this is where you're going to be developing all those feelings and have that and develop that mentality, that cloth, to kind of help you protect yourself from being in that uncomfortable, vulnerable circumstance or situation. So you can be able to go about those energies without developing so much tension between those two energies, because you'll understand and you'll be able to separate from that space that you're in when it comes to you developing those negative thoughts and feelings about what's going on around you, that tension, and you'll just understand that these energies are working through you. So we all gotta let these energies work through us, because we can get lost into our bias and utilize different things that's going on around us when it comes to us being aware of our environment, the people, places, and things within our environment, and things of those natures. When it comes to we seeing those individuals getting in while they're getting us good, where we may have to take we may have to kind of slow down. We may be getting things, we may be accumulating things a little bit more slowly. So this is going to take us having to kind of sit down a little bit and kind of understand our energy and the energies that we're working with, so we won't end up getting frustrated at ourselves. And then that's gonna throw us into that Mars energy, that destruction energy, that passion energy. So we want to make sure that we're not letting that will become a desire. We end up burning things down, burning down every house in the neighborhood and things of those natures when it comes to understanding these energies. So they can kind of put us in that space as well, if we're not kind of understanding that these are energies that we have to deal with within ourselves first. So if we're not able to deal with these energies within ourselves, then we're going to be put into a space where we're only reflecting these energies, because we didn't take that time to be able to develop or have the right mentality to be able to put ourselves in that uncomfortable circumstance and situation, so we can kind of learn how to better gravitate and deal with these energies within ourselves and have a little bit more emotional intelligence and be a little bit more aware about the circumstances and situations and how they're unfolding in front of us, knowing that we are the creator without getting lost into the creation, so we can kind of skip the process of having to be so frustrated and then not having nobody to, you know what I'm saying, not having nobody to actually be able to relate how we feel and where we're coming from, because we're lost into our own darkness, we're lost into our own colors. So it may take you having to separate from all the things that's going on around you, so you can to separate from your darkness that you may be in, your colors, the mentalities, your chakras, all those energies that you may be in that may be overwhelming you, that may be pressing you down, making you depressed, becoming a demon, de-evolved light, and things of those natures, so you can be able to separate from those energies and fight fire with fire. So this is going to be you doing this God's way. You fighting fire with fire when it comes to energies that you may be lost into, so you can be able to separate from these shapes and forms and these clouds and these Adams and Eves, and be able to understand these things and piece these things together and put these things in their proper position without frustrating yourself or getting overwhelmed about what you're receiving and what you're getting hit by when it comes to us experiencing these energies on a day-to-day basis, because all of us go through experiences, all of us have to deal with these energies, and all of us have to learn how to come up with a more better sufficient way of dealing with these energies when it comes to how we're going about gaining that comfortability within these circumstances and these situations. So I would talk about the moon right now, but I already talked about the moon, because this is going to be, you know what I'm saying, a lot of energies that we're also going to be dealing with as well, that's going to be kind of putting us in these spaces. Because when it comes to the moon being in Cancer, the moon in Cancer is kind of like our home. It's kind of like our heart space, energies that we're already familiar with, energies that we're already comfortable with. But that's getting, the moon in Cancer is kind of getting hit right now. So cardinal signs are kind of getting hit right now when it comes to energies that you may have developed so many comfort zones within, because the universe is going to be like kind of testing us to kind of see how well are we able to gain our comfortability within these new circumstances and these new spaces that we're going through when it comes to things changing. And you know what I'm saying, things that get swept from under the rug from people and things of those natures. How well are we able to adjust to these energies? Because you know the sun is also in Sagittarius. So with the sun being in Sagittarius, this is going to be kind of us having to align ourselves when it comes to our actions and our viewpoints to see how well can we adjust to these energies, how well can we adjust to what's going on, what's taking place in the world, so we can have a more better spirituality, we can have a more better spiritual system about going about these energies as well, and not get us all lost into our own desires and things of those natures, not letting these things become desires. So we got to kind of understand that as well too. So this is why astrology can be helpful to individuals that may not know. Well, I ain't gonna say that astrology. Well, it's like just understanding astrology can kind of help you have a little bit more grip on your experiences in general, instead of you just going about your day-to-day lost into these energies, lost up under the current, not knowing what's going on, not knowing what you're getting hit by. So understanding astrology can kind of help you be able to pinpoint where these energies are coming from and how you need to kind of modify your energy so you can be able to transmute this energy so it can go more into your favor and things of those natures. So we got to kind of understand this as well too, because when it comes to us having to develop comfortability within these new spaces, that's going to be seen as unfamiliar, because first things first, we got to kind of understand that how do we get into these new spaces? These new spaces is always going to put us or create circumstances and situations where, you know, something may have got taken from us. We may have had to do something that was uncomfortable to put ourselves in this new space so we can be able to experience new possibilities and things of those natures. But right now, we're all going to be going through these energies. We're all going to be going through this shift. So we got to kind of understand how to have that emotional awareness and how to have that emotional intelligence, so we won't end up burning down, you know, everything around us, get into lost into our own fire, get into lost into our own potential, get into lost into our own feelings and emotions and things of those natures. And then we end up coming across extremely irrational, because we're dealing with a lot of right brain energies right now. We're not dealing with no left brain energies. If we were dealing with some left brain energies, then things will be a little bit more smooth sailing. But right now we're dealing with a lot of right brain energy, so it's going to be a lot of energies, a lot of desires, a lot of things that we're going to have to kind of transmute, and making sure that we transmute these energies in the right way, and make sure that these energies are getting directed into the right people, places, and things, circumstances, and scenarios, instead of us just being lost into these energies, not knowing how to get a grip on these energies and letting these things overwhelm us when it comes to how we're handling our emotions and our feelings and things of those natures. So we got to kind of understand that as well too, so we can be able to put ourselves in a more better perspective, so we can be able to have that emotional intelligence, so we can be able to kind of not put ourselves in that space where we're not developing the wisdom or the knowledge. We may be lost into the we're not developing the wisdom or the knowledge. Hold on. We're not developing no wisdom or knowledge. We're just lost into energies, going about our experiences, going through phases and things of those natures. So that's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be going on as well too. So we gotta kind of learn how to sit down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sit all fast down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're generational Z. We all gotta kind of learn how to sit down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Take a couple of seats. You know what I'm saying? Learn a little bit. Learn about life a little bit before we end up making a decision and being put on the opposite end of the pendulum shift. You know what I'm saying? Now we unbalanced. Thought that we was making the right decision, you end up making the wrong decision. Now we unbalanced when it comes to our will about going about, however, life in general. You know what I'm saying? Our experiences in general. But yeah, we gotta kind of understand that as well too, so we can have a more better way of attacking our goals and attacking our dreams and things of those natures, so that these energies can get navigated and directed into the right spaces, instead of these things going down. You know what I'm saying? End up being up, you know what I'm saying? End up being up on somebody's SUV. You know what I'm saying? Being in the jailhouse. You know what I'm saying? See, that's why things like this need to be in schools, and things like this need to be, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more common amongst the people. You know what I'm saying? Especially certain communities and backgrounds. And you know what I'm saying? Well, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody need to kind of understand this a little bit more, but not the watered down version of it. People need to understand more of the, you know what I'm saying, the esoteric version of it, just by going outside and just learning these things, just by observing. You know what I'm saying? Just by observing these things from outside, going outside and learning these things. You ain't got to sit in no class. You ain't got to sit in no class all day. You ain't got to sit in no, you know what I'm saying? You got to sit in no lecture all day. You can still be you know what I'm saying? You can still be in the hood. You can still be in the ghetto. You can still smoke 1,000 blunts and still learn this and still know how to, you know what I'm saying, get with the program and get with the energies and things of those nature. You ain't got to have no student town. You ain't got to do none of that. You still just go about your day-to-day, still be ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Now you just got a more better way of going about it. You know what I'm saying? You just got a more better intellectual way of going about life now. Now you're able to see things that people may not be able to see because they may be blinded by things in the one, two, and third dimension. You know what I'm saying? May not have built that mental muscle to be able to go outside and be like, okay, so this is what I'm getting. So this is what I'm getting hit by. So this is what's going on in the world. So okay, I can see how these energies are playing out. I can see how Pluto is in Aquarius right now because everybody's trying to be a little bit more online, technological, all this digital stuff going on. I can see how these things are playing out. Okay, I can see where they're pulling these energies from. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we created this. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta take responsibility. So what you gonna do with it? How you gonna capitalize? You know what I'm saying? You gonna let them keep capitalizing off your power, or you gonna, you know what I'm saying, capitalize off of it? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, at the end of the day, the washy who they always trying to capitalize off some shit. They always trying to make some money off some shit. They always trying to make some money off some shit. That's like, you know, we're gonna be paying for just to go outside, just to breathe. You already got people, you know what I'm saying, lost and indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it gets real crazy just understanding these energies because we already got people, you know what I'm saying? People still believe in this shit floating around in the air to this day. I've been out here talking real good. You know what I'm saying? I've been out here talking real good. Real good. I ain't caught nothing. I've been having good health. You know what I'm saying? I've been around people. People still believe in this shit floating. You know what I'm saying? See, they throw it in there real quick. They know how to throw it in there real quick. Get everybody lost and confused into the sauce and things of those things. So we gotta kind of understand that. You know what I'm saying? So this is like the battle that's going on. Like it's like natural versus unnatural that's going on. So it's like the natural world what's going on, and it's like the European washihu type of synthetic mentalities that they brought over here to kind of give everybody mental illnesses to make everything unnatural. So you know what I'm saying? You just go outside, you look at people, you look at how people are going about their day to day. It's kind of like you can kind of understand, and if you like really into like the psyche of the people, like if you like really into the psyche and really know how to read the psyche, you'll be able to see like, damn, that person unnatural. You know what I'm saying? That person's synthetic. You know what I'm saying? Certain body languages and body language, that person's synthetic. You know what I'm saying? But this is the type of template that they're trying to get everybody in. They're trying to make everybody unnatural. They're trying to make everybody synthetic when it comes to how we're going about reality, because they're just dumping things into these communities. They're just dumping things into, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say the water. They're dumping things into the water as well. They're dumping things into the environment, into the nature to make everything synthetic, everything unnatural. Everybody's just don't know how to, you know what I'm saying, produce these energies, produce that internal goal with themselves, you know what I'm saying, so they can be able to go outside, you know what I'm saying, have some, I ain't gonna say sun gaze, because that's kind of lostness as well too, but just be able to produce these energies, be able to, you know what I'm saying, secrete these oils, you know what I'm saying, secreting oils. So that's all that we're doing, secreting oils when it comes to understanding these energies. So we got to kind of understand that as well too, because that's like some energies that they're taking us away from. They're kind of taking us away from that natural stimuli, and they're trying to get everybody on this synthetic stimuli. So all of our thoughts and feelings, now we don't know how to relate no more. We don't know how to go outside. We don't know how to conversate no more. Our conversations is built around ego validation. Nobody's having real conversations. Nobody's developing no real relationships, no real genuine authentic relationships anymore. Everybody's just all synthetic and disingenuine when it comes to relating relationships in general. So it's like everything is fake. Everybody is fake. Everybody is synthetic. And these are the types of energies that they're trying to program people to, you know what I'm saying, operate in when it comes to understanding the human psyche. So y'all get lost. So this only puts y'all on the path of infinite regress, because y'all not learning nothing about yourselves the right way, because there's no right starting point or people, places, and things to be able to help individuals kind of understand this energy, except for the natives. You know what I'm saying? Except for the natives, but they got rid of the natives now. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of all the natives. They didn't want the natives to wiggle around, jiggle around anymore, because they started getting jealous and things of those natures. When the natives was wiggling and jiggling around and things of those natures, and they came over here, they seen all the good jiggly waterfalls, you know what I'm saying? Seen the natives calling them, you know what I'm saying? So they got jealous, so they started killing them off, you know what I'm saying? Now they're making everything synthetic. Now you got to take pills, now you got to take antidepressant pills and things of those natures. But the natives, they were just able to go pick a flower off a tree and just eat the flower. Shit like, no, I'm saying real shit. Like shit like that, they'll just pick a flower off the tree and eat the flower. Now you gotta take antidepressant pills that comes with side effects. You know what I'm saying? You get side effects. This shit gonna have me dick get small. You know what I'm saying? You take an antidepressant, next thing you know, dick get small. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, oh, real shit. But yeah, y'all gotta kind of understand what's going on before y'all get too lost into these energies and too lost into the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Just letting the white man control y'all, letting the white man make all the decisions for y'all and things of those natures, because that's basically what's going on in the world. The European British con man is trying to come over here and make all y'all create men and women in their image. So that's what they want to do, create men and women to like them. You know what I'm saying? Little Peter Pickers and goddamn bucket hats running around. So basically that's how everybody's going to be in the next 10 to 15 years. People going to be running around little Peter Pickers and bucket hats. You know what I'm saying? Just synthetic, fake, detached from the natural stimuli. So now we ain't nobody natural no more. Everybody want to be synthetic. Everybody want to be like this person. Everybody want to be like that person. Nobody know how to be themselves. So everybody just followers. You know what I'm saying? Getting pointed off a cliff, being a follower, and things of those nature. So we got to kind of understand what's going on. So the better that you kind of get, the better that you're able to get more of a grip on these energies, you'll be able to kind of pioneer and innovate your own way of going about these energies and your own way of going about associating the relationships and conducting those energies in general, and how you want to be seen and what you want to be known for in general. You'll be able to conduct your own way, your own style, have your own flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be following everybody, following the trend. You won't sound like everybody. If you make music, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna sound like nobody. You're gonna sound like yourself. You're gonna sound like you know what I'm saying? Because you come from a space where nobody else can be able to reach. You know what I'm saying? So you just being yourself. So that's what we all supposed to do. We all supposed to just be ourselves at the end of the day. We shouldn't supposed to try to be like nobody else, but just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? We gotta kind of understand that. But they got a whole bunch of people, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to I'm gonna say y'all racist. I'm finna get into y'all racist right now. So when it comes to y'all racist, y'all just being their property. So y'all don't know how to be nothing else but somebody else's property at the end of the day. So y'all got to kind of get out of those templates as well too, so y'all can start to actually have some form of liberation and respiration. Because at this point, they just look at everybody like property, and they can, you know what I'm saying, create a fake ass weathering system, create a fake ass storm, fake ass hurricane, fake ass plague. You know what I'm saying? We don't how the fuck they want to get down with. They've been doing this. You think this shit new? You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this shit since they came over here. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this shit for like 400 something years, and they don't got good at the game. They don't sold it up, so now they can do whatever they want with it. So you know what I'm saying? So we gotta kind of understand what's going on. So I won't trust nothing that these motherfuckers be talking about, because it's all genocide. You know what I'm saying? It's all genocide. They all trying to gentrify some shit. They all trying to take over some lands and some countries because they just power hungry. They're power thirsty, power hungry as individuals. They just want to eat instead of produce. They just want to take. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to make. They just know how to take. You know what I'm saying? So the natives knew how to make it. They knew how to make the actual atmosphere in the world, in the fields and the plains and things of those natures. In actual sun positions, in the, you know what I'm saying, the things in the periodic tables and the animals, and you know what I'm saying, species. The natives know how to do all that. These individuals that know how to go there and get down, lay down, slaughter people, kill people. You know what I'm saying? Take things from people, make people get down, lay down, take your land, take your, you know what I'm saying? Take your wife and things of those natures. They just know how to take. They don't know how to make. So we gotta kind of understand, like, what you doing. Is you gonna be the one that's taking things from individuals, or is you making all these energies? So you make the atmosphere, you make the next glorified body, or you just trying to reincarnate back into these things and keep continuously going down these cycles, trains, thoughts, lines, and reasons of taking. You know what I'm saying? Not making. But yeah, so we got to kind of understand that as well too. But that's a lot of things that's going on. That's like a lot of stimuli that individuals are lost into, where they're developing frustration from as well. But you know what I'm saying? We got to kind of separate from those energies. We got to kind of look at people that's going through those energies and kind of understand that some people may be developing mental illnesses as well when it's going through some of these experiences and getting put in some of these low vibrational types of spaces and things of those natures. You know what I'm saying? So we got to kind of have a little bit more grace. I ain't gonna say too much now. Some people are just demons in general. But some people may not know what's going on. Some people may just be getting influenced by these energies. They may just be getting influenced by certain things, and they may not know how to deal with it because their mind wasn't built or trained to be able to comprehend what's actually going on in the atmosphere. So their only level of comprehension is their only level of comprehension can only reach what another person is doing, or what somebody else is pointing to. They're not able to go to the actual space to point to things themselves. They only know how to receive from the environment and what's there, common knowledge and things of those natures. Being lost into the material world, being lost into the physical world, being lost into the physical realm. So we got to kind of understand the difference between the physical realm and the metaphysical realm, because the metaphysical realm is what condenses and make the physical realm. So the better that you understand how to be a builder, the better that you understand how to be, I'm gonna say, a builder or a gilder in the metaphysical realm. When it comes to you putting together those metaphysical mental blocks and things of those natures, then you will have something to stand on. So things that happen in the physical realm won't impact you as much, because you have this castle, you have like this firmament metaphysically. When it comes to you creating those esoteric households that we all have access to, that we naturally have. When it comes to understanding your houses, your sun, moon, your ascendant, and things of those natures, we all have access to these energies. So we gotta kind of understand that. So the better that we understand how to incorporate the metaphysical realm, so that can be able to, so we can be able to use the physical realm to work for the metaphysical realm, and you'll be able to make things happen miraculously. And things of those natures, because the metaphysical is something that we can't see. The physical is something that we can see. You can see what's outside of you. You can see what the next person is doing. And things of those natures. But metaphysically, you may not be able to see what type of space that person in, unless you're already aware of these energies and you're already in tune with that realm, where you're able to develop the right mentality that plays out like a muscle or organ that you give life to, so that you can be able to direct those energies or see how those energies are playing out. And it's like a sense as well. It's like a sense that we have. Like we got way more than five senses. Like touch, taste, smell, hear. We got way more than five senses. It's like an intuition. So it's like a more heightened, a more lighter intuition that's able to pick up on different type of vibrations in its lightest form. So you can be able to smell some bullshit from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? Understanding our higher natures. So these are our lower natures. So understanding our higher natures, we'll be able to smell and pick up some bullshit from a mile away. See some bullshit coming from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you can get in tune with your metaphysical body, your light body. And your light body always gonna condense and become your actual physical body, until we're able to evolve from these physical natures, lower animalistic natures, and become more aware and expand and go through birth, life, and death when it comes to our metaphysical natures, because that's more atmospherical, because we're pulling from the same space. We're utilizing that substance and that essence, because we're producing and we're creating every instant and second, every thought and feeling, and things of those natures. So we gotta kind of keep that in mind as well too. So just understanding that, this puts you in a space of understanding how to think and how to see like an atmosphere. So the better that you're able to understand how to create a type of awareness in that space that becomes an organ out of those waters, and you go through those experiences where you're able to actually fashion organs, that's gonna be like you becoming a geographical location down here. I think it's those natures. It gets real metaphysical though. We got to kind of understand that it gets real metaphysical when it comes to understanding these energies. So the better that we can get more of a grip on those energies, it's kind of like we completely metaphysical. You know what I'm saying? It's completely metaphysical. You just flying around. You know what I'm saying? Right now we kind of like limited, slow vibrational, limited in physicality. But the better and more people that we're able to wake up, well, it's gonna happen regardless. But you know what I'm saying? It's about how we going about it, because you're gonna have some people that's already aware of what's going on in the world, that's already aware of some of these shifts that's going on, and then you have some people that's kind of like still need to be baby fed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So they still maybe lost into desire, still maybe lost into the one, two, and third dimension. But it's gonna happen regardless. But it'll kind of speed up the process, and people already knew and had the right starting point, instead of us having to come back down to these individuals levels who are orchestrating and creating policies that's teaching these things in colleges that comes from another man's mind, like Galileo or Plato, that only put people in a space of debating and arguing for and against something that these individuals who came up with that ideology didn't really understand in the first place. So they didn't know what the fuck they was looking at. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know what the fuck they was looking at when they went outside in the first place. That's why they got lost. You know what I'm saying? So that's why these individuals got lost. That's why they always try to say light travels, things of those things. They try to say light travels. They try to say got the earth flat. They'll have all these types of arguments. They have all these types of arguments. Nobody ain't came to a solution yet. When it comes to you having to go to school for so many years just to learn this bullshit, learn that bullshit. Next thing y'all know, y'all gonna be arguing about some different shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all just lost. Individuals and humans just lost down here. So that's kind of like slow up. That's kind of like slow up the process from people being able to actually get out of their biases and indoctrinations, so we all can have something to offer because we'll all be in that natural space again, instead of us being in that synthetic space where we're just fighting for against another man's brain. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fighting for your brains and shit. Just only gonna put y'all in the same space of y'all coming back, having to experience the same shit, having to another motherfucker come back down here and tell y'all that y'all retarded. You know what I'm saying? Another person come down here and tell y'all retarded. Whatever y'all experiencing, y'all still retarded. Y'all trying to say shit come from y'all brain. Y'all keep creating, recreating, incarnating, and having these retarded ass brains. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta kind of understand what's going on before y'all keep infinite regressing, because that's basically what's coming out of y'all mouth in these colleges and these institutions. You know what I'm saying? That y'all got individuals going to for, you know what I'm saying, however long. And this is those natures, and when people could just go outside and just learn shit what's going on. You ain't got to go to school for 1,000 years to know that you came out your mama ass. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go to school for 1,000 years to know that. But yeah, we gotta kind of understand what's going on so we can have the right starting point. So that's basically what this world needs, the right starting point. So if we had the right starting point and everybody was just building out their starting point, that'll really speed up the process. And we'll actually be able to be a little bit more intelligent as a species, instead of us fighting for and arguing against distractions and bullshit that the media that be trying to push, because they want to keep people distracted from what's really going on when it comes to them watching people online, especially when it comes to people that's in the subconscious community. They watching people online taking our talking points, remixing it, and practicing these things behind closed doors, writing it down in books and things of those nature, so they can practice it when it comes to their little family, their little soul tribe, so they can be able to experience this, not knowing they're going to another hell just like this, because the way that it's not about what you're doing, it's about how you do it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get out of that. So they think they getting away smoothly and free with no blood on their hands. Nah, bitch, it's not about what you're doing, it's about how you do it. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta kind of understand that as well too. But yeah, so when it comes to like kind of understanding these energies and kind of understanding where our frustrations is coming from, getting back to the original talking point, understanding where our frustrations is coming from, this is gonna be, we're all gonna be going through this new space. So it's kind of like that shift that's going on in the atmosphere right now, that it's kind of putting all of us in this new unfamiliar space, and we're going to be having to be forced with gaining comfortability within this unfamiliar space. And then we can't go back to things that once gave us comfortabilities. We can't go back to those old comfort zones that we was once developing when it comes to however you was conducting yourself, however you was going about getting your 1-2, because that's not going to be as efficient. That's going to be seen as docile energies. That's not going to be as energies that we can be able to build something productive with, because wherever that stimuli, whatever type of energies that you may have been clinging on to, trying to bring to that new space, those are going to be the same energies that's going to be placed in front of you to show you, like a mirror, esoteric mirror, like that's what's blocking you. You know what I'm saying? That's what's blocking you from being able to reach that next level. That's what's blocking you from being able to experience something different, because you must like this hell. You know what I'm saying? You must like that hell that you built for yourself. So we got to kind of keep that in mind as well too when it comes to understanding these energies, so we can start creating hells for ourselves, start creating retrograde energies for ourselves. So that's how we doing it. So whatever type of stimuli, whatever type of mentality that you develop, either that was your sun, I ain't gonna say your sun, but your Venus, your moon, your Mercury, if you stay in that space for too long and you're not learning from those experiences, because we're all having to learn from our experiences right now, especially if you're like a Pisces or a Virgo and things of those things. You got to learn from our experiences right now, so we can have a better way of adjusting and going about our experiences. It's not about completely switching up what you're doing. It's just about adjusting what you're doing, so you can have a more better way of going about the experience and obtaining that desire or that goal or that dream or that aspiration or that passion or whatever it is. It's all about learning. So we're all going through these energies of learning from our experiences right now. So we got to make sure that we're learning. So it's about, you know what I'm saying, some people learn hands-on, some people learn by communicating, some people learn by, you know what I'm saying, helping other people, some people learn by making sense out of it. So you got to kind of understand how you learn right now, so you can be able to align yourself with these energies, so you can be able to have control and transmit these energies so it can work more into your favor, so you won't be getting, so you won't end up creating more trials and tribulations for yourself when it comes to experiences, going about your experiences and conducting your experiences. So you won't be the one that's on the opposite end of what I'm talking about when it comes to understanding how to be able to get some form of accountability and become a little bit more aware and expand as a spirit. You know what I'm saying? Expand as a spirit, going through these uncomfortable circumstances and situations. So these uncomfortable circumstances and situations that we're all forced to go through, that we're all forced to deal with, to be able to experience and things of those natures. So we got to kind of understand our situations before we end up getting flunked out and lost into desires, or letting these things kind of frustrate us or overwhelm us because we're not seeing these things getting met at a timely fashion. And then if we stay in that space for too long, that Mars energy, destruction energy, eventually it's gonna become something that transform us. And then we may have been having something good going on for us, and things of those natures that end up getting taken away and stripped from us because Mars I'm turning to Pluto. Now we got to get death to something. Now we got to go through the Pharaoh initiation. You know what I'm saying? So it's all, you know what I'm saying? They be building movies and different allegories and movies around these energies that we be going through, that we be experiencing and capitalizing. You know what I'm saying? They be capitalizing off of it, making money off of it. You know what I'm saying? We go look at Ghostbusters, go look at Ghostbuster movies, all the new movies that they're coming out. So this is how they kind of generally on a day-to-day basis that everybody go through, that everybody experience on a day-to-day basis, and they just make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? This is how they be able to capitalize off of our energies, off of your power, off of your creativity, off of your imagination, off of what you have built, this atmosphere that we're able to experience. Transmute these energies and make money from it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, education, religion, and politics going on. You know what I'm saying? But they don't like that. They don't like when spirits come back and start talking like that. No, they don't fuck with that. You already see what they did to the natives. They don't fuck with when people come back and intellectuals start talking like that. They get jealous. You know what I'm saying? They get jealous because they're like, damn, we can't control these people. We can't assassinate these people. So we gonna kill them for real. You know what I'm saying? We gonna kill them off for real. Stars. You know what I'm saying? They think they're the stars. They think they're the atmosphere. We gonna make them the atmosphere for predators, predators, spiritual predators. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta kind of understand what's going on. They trying to turn Starman to A-Man for real. You come back talking about you a star. You come back talking about you the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? You created this. You the from thin air type shit. They gonna bite. They gonna make sure they try to get y'all. But yeah, demons. This is a demonic ass world. This is how these individuals get down. This is a demonic ass world. But yeah, we gotta stay protected. We all gotta stay protected. We gotta stay close. You gotta stay close. You gotta stay protected. You gotta know what's going on. You gotta know the battle. You gotta know what you're battling. You gotta know what you're fighting. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're battling. You know what you're fighting. You know how to adjust. You know how the right mentality. You know how to have the right sword, the right shield. You know what I'm saying? You'll be good to go. But that's really what's going on in this world. A lot of demons, jealous individuals, creating, worshiping a jealous god, practicing, you know what I'm saying, native hobbyism, things of those natures. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the sub. Shout out to everybody. Frustrations. Our frustrations come from having to deal with uncomfortable energies, being inside uncomfortable spaces that we may have never dealt with before because we may have developed too many comfort zones and energies that we're not able to utilize in this new time, this new shift. So we're all going through a new shift right now. So if you haven't been learning, if you haven't been experiencing, if you haven't been going out, you know what I'm saying, trying new things, if you've been sheltered too much, you've been buried too many comfort zones into energies of familiarity, this time may be frustrating for you, you know what I'm saying? You may be your own worst enemy. So you got to make sure that you don't let those energies get the best of you. You end up expressing some energy. Now you being seen as the negative person. Now you being seen as, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's lost into their emotions, lost into their feelings. So it's about having discernment, having being a little bit more self-aware of yourself. So spirituality, I said spirituality is something that we all need right now. Spirituality is individuality. You know what I'm saying? So we can stop ourselves from going down those trains of thoughts and lines of reasons and be able to pick up and sense these energies ahead of time, so we can know how to maneuver, know how we can adjust before we end up, you know what I'm saying, burning down all the houses on the street, burning down, you know what I'm saying, burning circumstances and scenarios, falling short to our energies, falling short to our desires. So yeah, that's everything. It's been Hood Life 360. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.